What's up, G Show Land, and welcome to another episode of the G Show Podcast. I am G1, and this is the Godzilla Block Party. It's been a very long time since we had a block party. A couple of months, to be honest. I think Pacific Rim Uprising came out the last time we did a podcast. There's been a ton of things that's happening in the world of Godzilla. There's been a ton of monster stuff. Jurassic World 2 came out. And listen, Comic-Con is right around the corner. And so is the Godzilla Netflix anime. But we're going to get into all that and some more right after I introduce you to my man, left hand on the G Show, the man with the fans, Megalon, a.k.a. G73, my brother Chase. What's up and welcome back?
Oh my gosh. We need to stop making these so lengthy.
I know, right? Big hiatus.
Way too long since we've done these.
Seriously, big hiatus. But you know what? As the hiatus goes on, as long as we don't speak, the news gathers and
yeah, that's true.
Whenever something
And now that Godzilla is starting to come back out of the depths and wreak havoc once again. Like when I was first starting out on Megalon, when I was doing a lot of coverage for 2014, I have officially got rid of doing all the Jurassic World coverage now, and now I am in Godzilla mode, and it is the perfect timing because literally yesterday was when I started changing everything, and I was so glad to the news of what Mike Doherty said on Twitter, and so I'm super excited. So
yeah, it's crazy how that works out. But you would think you'd be like rocking the Predator right now, all things considering.
Well, I kind of am after what they posted the other day. They were talking they had a little bit of Predator posted. It's just like the Predator has had so many reshoots. It's made me kind of like a little bit like underwhelmed by it, but what they posted yesterday was kind of cool. This is just a quick little thing off topic, but all of the Predator movies, like every movie that has featured Predator, it is canon. So the Alien vs. Predator films are going to be canon in the Predator and stuff. And the article I read had some spoilery stuff about the ending. They don't really say what happens, but they just talk about when it takes place, stuff like that. And it's sounding like it can be it's going to be one epic Predator film. So I just hope they don't make this the prequel to Predators, because that's what it kind of looks like they're doing, and I'm just kind of worried about that. But I guess we'll see. But other than that, I mean, the movie's starting to shape up to look pretty interesting. I'm on board. From the last trailer, I like that trailer a lot. So
yeah, well,
but I mean, Godzilla's my number one. So
yeah, I got you.
I mean, if it was like Predator between Predator and Godzilla, I would choose Godzilla any day, because at the end of the day, on Megalon, Godzilla's my number one, and and with the G Show, Godzilla's my number one. But I mean, like, if the Predator was getting all this hype, then I would probably be promoting it. But yeah, right now I'm in Godzilla mode.
Yeah, well, we in Godzilla mode too. Let's get down to the nitty gritty. I mean, yesterday, I think it was yesterday. Well, let's say this week, whenever this goes up. But the 4th of July week, it was announced and made official that Netflix will be releasing the next installment of their Godzilla animated trilogy on July 18th, which is 2 Wednesdays away from right now, as of this podcast. So that's exciting, because I thought it was coming out in August. We also, last month, mid-June, we got word that it might actually drop in June. And that was crazy, and everybody went nuts. It's like, oh, snap, here we go. And, of course, that didn't happen. A lot of people were disappointed. I can't say I wasn't disappointed, but I understood. I was like, you know what? There was never anything official, but now it's official. Godzilla, what was the second animated Godzilla movie is coming out July 18th. 2
had
Wednesdays
like
from
a great time trying to pronounce say the title of the second anime.
Yeah, it's just
Mobile Battle Defense Force.
Godzilla versus Mechagodzilla the anime. That's what we're gonna call it from here on out. Godzilla versus Mechagodzilla the anime, coming out July 18th on Netflix. I'm pretty excited because I thought it was gonna come out in August, but early is always good. I'm super stoked to see it. I just recently rewatched the first one. For no reason. I was just like, you know what, I'm gonna watch this movie again because why not? And I enjoyed it even more. I was like, yeah, I really do like this universe they set up here. I'm really enjoying it, and I really can't wait to see what we get next. Especially that poster that they had during the premiere of this movie in Japan, where they teased King Ghidorah for the final installment of this. So, as all of this keeps coming faster and faster, I get more excited about it. I'm ready to rock and roll with it. So, yeah, July 18th can't come soon enough. What about you, Chase? You good?
Yeah, well, I mean, like, I enjoyed the first anime, but, like, I do have some worries for this part. It's kind of weird. Like, nothing was really said about it after its release. Like, I didn't really hear much from people, like, what they were saying about it. And so I don't know what to expect with this film. Like, even on Twitter, like, it seemed like the fan base that I follow wasn't really talking about the part 2, and it's just kind of weird. Like, it's like Toho was like, don't say nothing about our movie at the end of the credits in Japan or something like that. It was really weird. Because I was looking, for stuff like what people were saying about it, and like the only thing people are talking about is like, I guess Godzilla does something fucking really fucking amazing in this one, and which I expect in any Godzilla film.
Right.
But like, as you can see in the trailer, like, he has this like almost like burning Godzilla, essence. He goes like Super Saiyan, and it interests me. But I mean, yeah, I'm excited to see the second part. I mean, I'm just also wondering, like, you think we would be hearing more stuff about Mechagodzilla in it, so I'm just wondering, like what are they going to do with Mechagodzilla and stuff? Like, are they just going, like, I wonder if they're just going to be, like, doing something with Mechagodzilla, like, rebuilding him in this one, and then in the third part, like, are we going to get, like, a huge battle with Godzilla, Mechagodzilla, and King Ghidorah or something like that? But even then, we still don't know what King Ghidorah really has a role to this. But I'm just having tons of, like, what's going on. But I'm excited. I'm excited to see it. I mean, at the end of the day, like, it's still Godzilla. So, as long as I see Godzilla walk around and blow shit up and people cry and, say, oh, you Godzilla, you bastard, I think it's going to be an okay movie.
It's funny. It's funny you mentioned that because I, too, haven't seen anything. And I remember when the first one came out, there was a lot of, like, not, like, reviews, but a lot of focus was on it. A lot of people saw it. Well, yeah, I guess they were reviews in that regard. They were reviews. And I didn't see anything. I probably saw maybe one thing, and that was it. And it was just like, yeah, Godzilla, Anime 2 came out in Japan, and then that was it. A lot more focus was on that poster for the third one. So I was, yeah, you're right, man. This is kind of weird. I'm not worried too much because in that regard, I don't have to worry about spoilers,
Yeah. But it is just weird because it's like you don't really hear many people talking about it. So it's like either it's just not getting the coverage right now, or it's just like we're just not in the right places seeing it because it is only released in Japan, or like maybe something really bad happens and nobody just wants to talk about it. So, I mean, I don't think that's it, but I mean, it was just weird because like, I haven't seen practically anything for it. Like, I see mentions, but nothing that like goes in depth about the movie or people talking about it or anything. Not even like some of the people I know that live in Japan that are Americans that like Godzilla. They don't even say anything. Wow. So it's like whoa, it's like nobody's talking about it. It's just kind of funny, but I mean, we don't have to really worry because we only have 2 weeks until the next one.
That's right.
That's actually pretty interesting. I have to bring this up because I made a theory a while back that whenever Toho puts out news for something they're doing with their Godzilla, Legendary in Hollywood say something about what they're doing with their Godzilla. And it's kind of funny because Mike Dougherty said, with Godzilla coming at San Diego Comic-Con next in 2 weeks, and then we also have 2 weeks waiting for the anime. So it's I just think that's kind of funny. And I've been noticing that, for every time Mike Dougherty or Hollywood has posted something about Godzilla, King of the Monsters, Toho has also posted about the Godzilla anime. So I don't know. I just think it's a funny conspiracy, but it's funny to me. I just noticed that, and it's been it's been amusing.
Well, they could do that little tit for tat for us because we benefit as fans.
Yeah.
Speaking of Mike Dougherty, listen, in 2 weeks' time, not only are we getting Godzilla vs. Mechagodzilla, the anime, but we're also going to get Comic-Con. San Diego Comic-Con's rolling around. And it is, of course, we all knew they were going to do something. Now that Mike Dougherty put it out a tweet, somebody asked him, hey, will we see the big guy there? And he said, of course we will, or yes. Whatever he said in his tweet, it was confirmation that Legendary will be bringing Godzilla 2 or Godzilla King of the Monsters to Comic-Con. Again, that's not a surprise to me. If that wasn't going to happen, there would have been some problems. There'd have been trouble. I would have been worried. What's going on? They have to show something. The movie's a year away. But the track record Legendary's had with Godzilla since 2014, with Kong Skull Island, when they released that first trailer, that was freaking amazing. There was no doubt in my mind we weren't seeing anything from Comic-Con, especially since, we have Rodan, Mothra, and King Ghidorah. So I'm excited now. The confirmation is there. I'm excited. We will be, I'll be running live commentary through YouTube throughout the day because I love Comic-Con. There's all that geek stuff. I'll be back and forth all over the place. So there will be Godzilla blurbs when that drops. Hopefully we see a trailer and it drops right away the way they did it with Kong Skull Island. And so, I'm very, very excited about that. Also, I'm excited about the prospect, and I don't know if this is true. Maybe you might know a little bit more on this than I do. But I'm also excited about the prospect of maybe Toho having some sort of a place at Comic-Con, maybe a small little presence there, maybe even with Legendary, I don't know, dropping some little tidbits on what possibly we could see with the future, for the future of Godzilla. Remember, Toho did that whole big thing where they want to go global. They want to market this thing global. Like, Godzilla's their brand, and they're going to ride that brand, and they want to put it around the globe. The way kids all over the place recognize Spider-Man and Batman and Superman, they want Godzilla to be that recognizable, and I'm pretty sure he is. Let's be for real here. But I think they want it on a grander scale, and I'm okay with that. Like I said, hey, more Godzilla, more power to the fans. I love it. But what do you think, G73? You think that Toho maybe have a presence there, or do you know anything, or it's just like me hoping?
No, I think it's possible. I think especially now that Toho signed the new contract with Legendary about, how they want Hollywood to start helping them on their Godzilla films. It's highly possible. It's really possible, and I think it's kind of cool because it's like, two film companies joining together, as one,
because of the same product. I love it.
Yeah, and I think that's great, and it's highly possible. I would think though maybe it would be like something more for G Fest, but
right.
but this is still something that could be a little bit more grander than that. So you think they would be at Comic-Con for this, just because it's probably a bigger audience. But but yeah, I mean, it's highly possible. Anything's possible. I actually would really like that. I would love to see like Toho just have like a little like montage of what they want to do in the future with Godzilla and stuff. Like that'd be pretty cool.
That would. That is actually a great idea, man. Oh shit.
Yeah, like they show a little PowerPoint. You know, that'd be pretty cool. That'd be pretty cool. I would dig that.
Oh, hell yeah! I really do want to know what their game plan is going forward, and of course, you know, it's theirs. It's theirs to do what they want with. They could be as tight-lipped as they want, but I would love to know what the future holds. Are we gonna get more animes in the future after this trilogy wraps up? Are we going back to yearly live-action movies? Or we're gonna get, let's say, bi-year, like every other year we get a movie. Is it gonna be continuity? Is it gonna be like the Millennium series, where it's like the only movies that were tied together were the Kiru saga? Is it gonna be Heisei, like one big story? Is it gonna be Showa, where it's like, yeah, maybe that did happen here and this? I mean, honestly, I'm with any one of those. I just want more big Godzilla in my life. Big G, that's all we want. Give it to us, you know what I mean? And listen, what I'm really excited about is the fact that not only are we getting Godzilla 2 next year, then we're getting Godzilla vs. Kong the following year, which I wouldn't be surprised. I'll tell you this right now. Let's think about this. I would not be surprised if they had like a teaser image for that, like a promo, like look, here's Godzilla 2, right? Yeah. But check this out. Just so you know it's coming, boom. Because if I'm not mistaken, in 2012, I think they did that. They had like a Godzilla image promoting Legendary's Godzilla. Kind of looked like the Final Wars Godzilla a bit, or real like remember that?
I remember that.
Just to promote that, yeah, this movie is gonna come. And then 2014 they had the Godzilla experience. I forgot what it was called, and yeah,
you're right. It was just called the Godzilla experience.
And we got to see like a glimpse of Godzilla walking through the bay. Like, I love that. So I honestly think I would not be surprised that after all, you know, the grandiose shebang of Godzilla 2, they like, oh yeah, by the way, he's still around. And they show like Kong. And they show a taller, little aged Kong. You know, like, looks a little different. He's still the same guy, but you could tell he's definitely bigger. Or maybe just Kong in the city. Dude, I would fucking lose my mind if you see like an image of that. Like Kong in the city, and then like, you know, Godzilla silhouette. Something like that. Just something small. I'm getting way ahead of myself. Like I said, I just would not be surprised. But if it was like that, I'd be going crazy. I'd be like, oh my God. I'd be all over this thing like, come on, everybody, let's go. It's time to rock and roll. But like, what do you think? Do you think that there may be something like that? I mean, Legendary's done it. It's not like they haven't.
I mean, yeah. I honestly feel like there's already stuff on the internet for it. Nothing's just coming out saying it's confirmed for it. I don't know. Adam Weird, he just posted himself going to Hawaii. To apparently they're going to be doing some Kong's they're going to be doing some Skull Island scenes in Godzilla vs. Kong, which makes sense.
Yeah.
Yeah, he totally posted himself on the Koala Ranch, and he's saying we're getting ready for post-production, take place in October, but I mean, yeah, it's totally possible. Like they cook some like a little Easter egg up for Godzilla versus Kong. But also, I wouldn't be surprised either if they didn't, because I know they were talking about how Kong is supposed to have some sort of Easter egg cameo in Godzilla 2 at some point, either at the end credit scene, which seems more likely. But somewhere, like I was reading, when those stupid like people that came out and saying they saw the movie through like a screening and stuff like that, some person said that Kong shows up in the movie in their test screening, and I just thought that was so total bullshit. I thought that was so funny, but I mean, I like also it's almost like, what if, what if he was right? But I mean, it's highly possible Kong can show up, or some sort of Godzilla versus Kong Easter egg, even just like a poster, a teaser poster or just like a thing of like Godzilla and Kong staring at each other or something.
Yeah.
Like that would be dope. Or like they could do a little video, and it's Kong walking in the city, and all of a sudden you just see Kong turn around and grunt, and it's you see footsteps, and like Kong is walking, and then like the earth starts shaking because Godzilla's still a little bit bigger than Kong, and Kong just turns around, and that's it. That's it, because you don't know if it's Godzilla or if it's like some other monster. So it'd be pretty interesting. I would dig that.
I would not.
But I think it's highly possible.
Yeah, I definitely wouldn't put it past Legendary to drop some kind of promotional image. Just say, this is still in the bag. We're still doing this. I would love it. You before we got on, you were saying something about NECA. I know NECA likes to have a presence in Comic-Con, and they have their Godzilla's toys and figures. And let me ask you, do you think NECA is gonna unveil the Godzilla 2 line? Do you think we're going to have their figures for Rodan, Mothra, and King Ghidorah?
I know for a fact NECA is making a toy line for Godzilla 2. They announced it like a year ago. Like last summer, actually, for Comic-Con they did. They announced they were going to be doing a Godzilla 2 line, and they were going to have like figures, like like NECA put out their like really big giant Godzilla figures. Like I have it. It's like I don't know, 24 centimeters or something like that. It was like the size of an X Plus Godzilla. But they were making a toy line for figures like that, and King Ghidorah they said was going to be like fucking huge compared to the Godzilla one, and so I honestly think like maybe not. It depends, because if this Godzilla presence at San Diego Comic-Con shows us a trailer, or who knows, because we don't know exactly what's being shown yet. We just know Godzilla's going to be there. If they show King Ghidorah or Mothra or Rodan, maybe we'll see NECA reveal that, but I honestly think like it's just going to be Godzilla 2014's new design or new updated design, and that NECA's going to do. I just think that's the only thing they really can do is just Godzilla at this point, unless we get the glimpse of King Ghidorah and Mothra and Rodan. But I don't think that's going to happen.
So you think that Godzilla's radically redesigned? Because I don't. I just think they.
Well, no. I don't think he's like drastically redesigned at all. What I meant like that is they did say they were going to be putting out a new unveiling new Godzilla figures. And I think what it is, this is just going to be a new, updated NECA version of 2014 that's going to have some of the Godzilla 2 details that Mike Dougherty is going to add changes to into this figure. You know what I mean?
Yeah. All right.
Yeah, but no, I don't think this Godzilla 2014 I don't. They can't redesign that guy 100%, because it's going to be a total different franchise if they do.
I got you.
So yeah. But yeah, I don't think it's going to be that. But yeah, I do think it might just be a Godzilla figure. I don't think it's going to be like Mothra and King Ghidorah. And I kind of, I also, because if NECA does do that, that would mean, again, we get spoiled from designs by toys.
Yeah. And I don't think they would put that out until after the Hall H presentation where Legendary does the
exactly.
thing. Man, Legendary is on a freaking roll, bro. They got Gundam coming, which was announced this week. Damn, man, they're really putting it together, bro. I tell you.
Yeah, and it's interesting because it's funny because the Wanda Corp, they just came out and said, like, if Skyscraper and Godzilla 2 don't do good, Wanda Corp is going to go out of business. we're gonna be bought out and stuff like that. So like it's kind of ballsy, but I mean, it's good to know, because Legendary just made $1 billion off of Jurassic World today.
Yeah.
So I mean, they might use part of that fund for Godzilla 2. But anyway, but the main thing is if you want to support Godzilla, guys, go see Skyscraper, because they were saying that the funds for that will go to Godzilla and and it's going to determine the fate of the franchise. So if you want Godzilla around, go support Legendary's films.
I feel bad on that regard, because I wanted to see Skyscraper. I'm sorry.
Yeah, Skyscraper.
But the last trailer I saw for that movie showed me the entire film, and I was like, yeah, you know what? I'm done. I don't need to see this. I don't need to see it. So I was a little upset because The Rock has been 2 for 2 so far in the past year for me. Since December, I loved Jumanji, and I had a great time with Rampage. I had such a fun time with Rampage.
Jumanji was dope, and Rampage was great, man. Rampage is going to be a classic. I really think that.
Yeah, I believe that too. Rampage is definitely going to be one of those classic, something we could just go back and watch ridiculous amounts of time. I really had fun with Rampage. I really did.
Oh yeah, me too. I'm excited to hear what they're gonna do for the sequel, but I'm also worried because it's I don't know what you could really do with the sequel for Rampage. But it's who knows?
Well, I don't know if that movie made that much money to warrant a sequel, but I'm with it.
Oh well, it made about $1 billion too.
Oh, it did now.
Yeah.
The Rock is just that is such a marketable name, man. I tell you,
dude, he has such a charm to him and such a charismatic personality. It just gathers people to him. That's how I honestly feel.
Yeah.
But yeah, even though how I feel about Skyscraper, because to me it just looks like Die Hard wherever it is. I'm going to support it because my mom really wants to see it, and also I just want to fork money over so at least I could help aid Godzilla's future, because it really bothered me. I mean, I hope if a Skyscraper doesn't do good, and worst, Wakanda Corps does go out, or why am I saying Wakanda Corps?
Wakanda forever.
If Wakanda Corps it goes out of business, they'll just be bought out, and our movies will still have their light and day. But that's why I'm kind of hoping, get Kong and Godzilla all squared away, finish filming, and then just in case if it doesn't do well, at least we'll still have those movies to look forward to.
Yeah, see, I've never looked at the MonsterVerse as going beyond Godzilla versus Kong. For me, that's exactly where it needs to end. That's the, you know what I mean? That to me just wraps up nicely. But I'm not saying I don't want more. I absolutely give me more giant monster movies. I'm there. But I don't worry about Godzilla 2 and the success of Skyscraper, because that movie's pretty much in the can already. You know what I mean? So
I have no doubt Skyscraper's not going to, I don't think it's going to do bad. I think it's going to do good because, I just think Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson just has that personality to him.
That's not what I'm saying. That's not what I'm saying, though. What I'm saying is, I don't think that the success of Skyscraper depends on anything going towards Godzilla 2. That movie's in the can. You know what I'm saying? That movie is pretty much done.
That's just what WandaCore said. They just said, it's going to... But they didn't say just Skyscraper alone. They said Skyscraper and Godzilla 2.
Right, so that's what I mean. So the success of Skyscraper and Godzilla 2 depends on how much backing or funding we can get for Kong versus Godzilla versus Kong. That I see that. You know what I mean? But as far as Godzilla 2 is concerned,
yeah, and if they play, if they play the marketing right for Godzilla 2, the movie's gonna do fine.
Well, here's the thing. I seen that they got Frances McDormand this past week. That was announced that she was going to be in Godzilla, and everybody was like, "Yeah, she's an Academy Award winning actress. This is great. And I was like, "Ladies and gentlemen, Just look at that Transformers movie she was in. She's terrible. Let's not go crazy.
Well,
I love her.
Well, you saw the news that it was debunked, right? Like, they said it wasn't true.
Oh, for real? No, I didn't see that. Ha! It is.
Yeah, they did. They came out and said, yeah, this isn't true. She's not in it.
All right, good. Well, because I see people like, oh yeah, Academy Award winning actress, and I'm like, do y'all see Transformers with her in it? It was bad.
it's interesting that it's funny you mentioned that. Speaking of Godzilla vs. Kong here, we have some returning actors from Godzilla 2 going to be in it.
Oh, I can see that.
I think we kind of knew, but Millie Bobby Brown and Kyle Chandler are said to return for Godzilla vs. Kong.
Yeah, I totally am on board with that. You know who needs to make a triumphant return? My main man, Ford Brody. Get him in there. Get him in. You know what? I don't care. It's a crazy thing. Maybe Mothra has some kind of a crazy toxic serum that brings the dead back to life. Get Joe Brody back in there. Let's go. Brody. Get them all. I want Bryan Cranston. Give me my Zordon. Get him. No, let me stop. But I don't care. That's my brain going crazy. But for real, man, get Ford Brody back. I know a lot of people hate that dude and what he represented was just like, well, I just made this movie to collect a paycheck. So what? I like him. Get him back. Ford Brody. Make everybody... You know how people were mad at people who don't like Shin Godzilla? I want those people to be mad because they don't like Ford Brody. I love him. Speaking of Shin Godzilla,
Brody is the Shin Godzilla of 2014.
Speaking of Shin Godzilla, and this is not a shit on Shin comment or nothing, because both of us, we didn't enjoy that movie. But I've been wanting to watch that movie, right? So I'm on summer break. I work at a school. I'm on summer break right now, and I've been watching like monster movies to pass the mornings, and I was like, I'm gonna watch Shin Godzilla. I don't care. I'm gonna put it on. I got a nice new setup. I got a nice bed, a TV that's gonna make the visuals pop. And for all the things I don't like about Shin Godzilla, the visuals are pretty freaking outstanding. You know what I mean? So I go to get Godzilla. I go get Shin Godzilla. Like, here we go. I pop it in the thing, and I'm like, why does this look like this? Like, what the hell's going on? Like, what the? Like, it was weird. It was like a bad widescreen. I'm like, this isn't right. I pull out the disc. And it's the DVD. I'm like, wait a minute. Where's the Blu-ray? Dude, I've been on a mission. I cannot for the life of me find the Shin Godzilla Blu-ray. I think, okay, this is again my imagination go crazy. I think I hurt its feelings. Because I shitted on that movie so much that it actually spawned, like Godzilla was in the movie, spawned legs and then just took baby wings and took off. And just flew away. He said, fuck you, you're never going to watch me again on Blu-ray. So, because I am, dude,
it's not even in its final form yet. It's in its first form.
Exactly, dude. My wife comes home and like I've got all my Blu-rays and stuff off the shelf, and I'm like cracking open each one of them, looking through, like, where's this movie? Like, I couldn't believe it that I was going that crazy looking for a movie I really don't like that. But I really wanted to watch it on the system. I got the sound bar hooked up. I got the nice TV with the 4K. I was like, I want to watch this movie. Oh. So, yeah. I still don't know where it is. I went looking through all my video games, like everything. Dude, I was going through, like seriously.
You hurt its feelings, and it's like, fuck you, right?
Yeah, he's gone. He flew away. He mutated and flew away. Oh, I'm sorry, Shin Godzilla. I apologize.
Oh, shit.
Yeah, that's
well, when Walmart puts Shin Godzilla on the $5 bins.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to go back and buy.
I'll buy one and send it to you.
Do you think? Let me ask you. Do you think that they'll go crazy hard with the marketing again, like when Godzilla 14 came out?
Like when they started releasing all the DVDs.
Yeah, you think we'll get that again?
Oh, yeah. No, I think it's going to be even bigger. I honestly do. Especially now with Toys R Us being out of business, I think Walmart might start selling NECA figures.
Oh.
So that'd be kind of interesting.
Yeah.
I think it'd be interesting, but yeah, I totally see, like, next May when Godzilla 2 comes out. And by the way, yeah, Godzilla 2 got a new release date.
Oh, yeah? What's the release date?
May 31st or something like that. Yeah, May 31st, I think. I definitely see Walmart doing their Godzilla promotion again. And even then, because Walmart and Target were fighting back and forth with Jurassic World, I definitely see Target, probably doing it too. So, as a matter of fact, Target did do it when 2014 was coming out too. They just didn't have as much of a selection, but they had a whole bunch of stuff. They had like King Kong, they had like Godzilla, they had a whole bunch of stuff. They had like Gamera the Invincible and shit like that. They could possibly have a bigger role now too, especially with how Godzilla is in the community again. There's going to be something. There's going to be something, and you never know. Like Toho could, Toho and Crichton can come out and say like, "Hey, we have a new set of movies coming out for the American audience." Because Toho, I don't know if you knew, but Toho did say, and I think we talked about it, they did say they want to start broadening their merchandise to American audiences and, adding, stores in L.A. and I guess a Godzilla theme park or something like that they were talking about.
Listen, as much as I love Godzilla, that'll never happen out here.
Yeah, I mean, maybe not a theme park, but I can see maybe a store. Maybe
a Toho store, but not like a legitimate Godzilla store. Because here's the problem with that.
That's what they meant. That's what they meant. Like a Toho store where American audiences can order online through there or go to the store and buy stuff.
Yeah, I guess I could see that too. Let me ask you, when was Godzilla 2's original release date?
March 31st.
Oh, man, why did they...
Or it was like March 13th or something like that.
It's probably because Captain Marvel's coming out.
It was in March. I'm sorry?
It's probably because Captain Marvel's probably in that area, and they wanted to stay away from any superhero.
And also, what movie? Well, Rampage came out in April. Yeah, I think you're right. I think it has to do with Captain Marvel. Yeah, because at this moment, nothing in May that's really big is coming out.
Yes, there is. It's called Avengers Part 4. That's early May 2019.
But is that May or is it in June? Or because...
No, it's May.
What day in May is that supposed to be coming out?
I have no clue, but you don't want to touch that one, man. You don't want to be anywhere near that at all. You do not want to be 2 weeks in front or 2 weeks behind. Definitely not 2 weeks behind. Like, that thing is gonna make so much money. You've seen it already with Avengers 3 made, with Infinity War made. Like, that steamrolled everything. But May 31st. It's not bad.
So Avengers 4 comes out May 3rd.
Yeah. It was 31st ain't bad. Unless fucking X-Men is in June, like when 2014 rolled around, and X-Men was the week later. That's the only thing Godzilla needs to worry about. That's what Legendary needs to worry about. They need to put this movie in a position where there's no superhero movies that's coming out either 2 weeks before or 2 weeks after. You need a bubble to yourself. You need a bubble. You need something where, and Godzilla's the thing, because of name recognition, you need something where it can have a dominant presence for at least 2 weeks at the box office. You put that up against anything else, any superhero movie, you're done. It's over.
Oh yeah, especially with Avengers. Avengers, the last Avengers movie made a crap ton of money. Look at that box office. And Avengers 4, with how everything's supposed to be going, you're going to get everybody going to see it.
Exactly.
Godzilla would not stand a chance.
And that's the one thing, like, you want this movie to succeed, you want this movie to make its money and give reason for a future in this monsterverse, you got to play your cards right. Legendary knows that. Legendary can't just drop whenever they want, whether it's up to them or not. But like something like, for instance, Jurassic World 2, which we're going to get into before we end this podcast, because I want to talk to you about that. Something like Jurassic World 2. Name recognition. Jurassic World 1 made a buttload of money when it first came out. I think it was the highest grossing film opening weekend of all time until Star Wars came out later that year. And then Avengers Infinity War just knocked them both on their asses and took that title now. Avengers Part 4 is the only one that's gonna knock that out. But Jurassic World 2, you knew that movie was gonna make some good money where it was placed. What did Incredibles came out a week before that, right? Yeah, it did. Incredibles came out a week before, made its money, and then Jurassic World came in and slapped the crap out of them, took number one, and kept it going. Is it? It might be still number one, right? Oh no, Ant-Man and the Wasp.
Yeah, it is. It is 2 weeks in a row, and it just made $1 billion today.
Yeah, I could see that.
Globally.
Right. So, I mean, that's exactly how you do it. You put it out around a time where you don't have that much competition. You need 2 weeks to get your money. If that movie comes out and it's really, really good, and word of mouth will continue to make that movie money. If that movie comes out and it's not good, then only the fans are going to see this movie. And most of the fans don't like 2014 to begin with. They felt not Godzilla was wrong, but they felt that, when we've gone over this a million times, they felt like there wasn't enough Godzilla, that we got gypped on a lot of, the shit we're used to with a Godzilla movie. And that's just Hollywood politics and budget, budget concerns. I totally understand where their frustrations.
Yeah. And then, see, that's the thing. That's the thing that kind of irritates me, because I have the Godzilla Art of Destruction book, and I was reading through that, and there's quite a bit of stuff in that book that they were going to add to the movie, and they should have. Like, the one thing I still wrap my head around is that Godzilla and the Winged Muto were supposed to have a big old fight in the middle of the ocean, and they should have added that. They should have. That would have been something that could have been really great to have in the film. Would have helped it. And man, the way they describe that scene in the book is really cool. I don't know if you've seen it.
Not yet. No, but I got to get that book.
But it's a cool scene. Like, it's when Godzilla leaves Hawaii,
right,
and he's swimming towards him. The Hawk Muto basically like kamikazes him, and they have this big old fight in the middle of the water, and it's like they're talking about like the ships are firing at all of them and everything and all of that, and then like Godzilla basically just drags the Winged Muto under the water, and that's the end of it. And like, it's like, what the hell? And then all of a sudden you just see the Muto just fly out of the water, and that's the end of the next scene. But like, I would love to have seen something like that. That would have been like in Godzilla versus Mothra Battle for Earth, when Godzilla and Batra are fighting, like, that would have been so cool. I would have loved that.
Yeah, no, I agree. That scene sounds great as hell. See, money, budget. It's hard for us because we're fans, and we're like, Godzilla's known by, thousands and millions of people know Godzilla and love Godzilla. And then Hollywood's like, yeah, okay, fanboys, settle down. And that's the harsh reality. That's what bothers me, but I can't, you can't do anything about it.
But also, you can't really blame Hollywood Legendary and being like, we can't take too much of a risk on this. You can't really blame them. But, I hope that, I hope nothing interferes with Godzilla. I mean, at this point, it looks like the 31st is a good date for Godzilla. I don't know really anything that's coming out in June of next year. At least not anything too close to Godzilla's release date.
Right.
But, I hope it has, I think it just deserves its, smooth box office run, so it's possible we might see a date change, to fluctuate it, as everything, nothing's set in stone until the last 2 weeks or the last few months we see the movie. But, yeah,
Let me tell you something.
What's up?
I think the best release date for a Godzilla movie, honestly, is Thanksgiving. Drop it on Thanksgiving.
I think November 3rd. Yeah.
No, Thanksgiving weekend. Like that weekend. Drop Godzilla in Thanksgiving weekend.
That'd be great.
Go eat your turkey, right? Watch some Godzilla and Giant Monster Marathon on TV. Then go out to the movies, grab yourself a nice big bowl of popcorn or a big soda, and watch Godzilla destroy stuff. Go home and start getting ready for Christmas. It's perfect. Then all the merchandise comes out, right? then all the merchandise comes out. It's just, that's where I would put it. If I was Legendary, I'd be like, all right, we need to market toys. What? That's why Godzilla's always come out in Japan around December. I think, well, market merchandise. Let's get the money. Let's get the money. We put the toys out. We get the shirt, everything, and then boom, come Christmas, all the little kids, the girls and boys waking up in the morning. What Godzilla? And then, here's Godzilla, bam, and it's still fresh in their head. I think Thanksgiving.
That's actually pretty good idea.
Right, I think Thanksgiving is a perfect spot for that movie.
Are there any superhero movies coming out in November?
Probably early November. Like Marvel's flirted with like the first week of November a lot with Thor. Like I think Thor: The Dark World and Ragnarok came out in November, like the first week, like second or third.
I mean, like coming now, like in the future. Do we have any movies coming out? Because
I mean, I don't know off the top of my head. I know Aquaman comes out this December, or it could be late November. But that's that. The superhero movies tend to be more, they want the summer. Or as you see now, they want the spring. You've got Black Panther came out in February and made bank. Then Avengers came out in April and made, well, that was to be expected, but made bank. I'm sure Ant-Man's going to make a good ton of money this weekend. But Thanksgiving, because I remember back when I was a kid, Thanksgiving was usually reserved for like Star Trek movies. We used to go see I seen Star Trek 4, Star Trek 5 during Thanksgiving.
Yeah.
So that to me, I think that's just a nice little spot. Just drop it Thanksgiving weekend.
And also with Comic-Con coming out, we may get some reveals for movies coming out in November. So
yeah, exactly. Very good point. Very good point. But listen, our last 15 minutes before we get off here, man, I want to talk some Jurassic World 2. That movie came out. It features giant dinosaurs, and if it wasn't for giant dinosaurs, we wouldn't be having this podcast. So it's only fitting to give this movie its due and place here right now on a... Again, we can do a spoiler review. The movie's already made $1 billion. If you've seen it, you've seen it. If you haven't, you haven't. But I'm going to just go out and say I like the first part of this movie, and I hated the second part of this movie. So go ahead, G73. I know me and you didn't see eye to eye on this.
Well, I mean, like I now we have the chance to elaborate. But yeah, I know you didn't like it. But it's different because I have been following this movie for 3 years. When it was announced, I was on board and I was instantly following. Everything posted, everything said. It was exactly how I did it with Godzilla 2014. I followed my same formula that I do. I've been following it for 3 years. I was watching what they were saying about the script. I was watching what they were doing on sets. I was listening to interviews. I was doing everything I could on this movie because I'm a big Jurassic fan. I loved all the movies. So when I saw Jurassic World: Fallen Kingdom, it was everything I expected. I mean, yeah, it's not perfect. I still have my things about the film that I don't necessarily. I feel like they should have done better. But for the most part, I had fun with the film. I enjoyed it a lot. I'm really interested in what they're going to do with the future. Because I'm a big Jurassic Park fan, and dinosaurs are a soft spot in my heart. But oh my god, the first part of the movie when they go back to the island, I like that part a lot. I just wish they did more with that. I feel like that could have had a little bit more of a presence.
That should have been the whole movie.
In a sense, I mean, because I feel like when they go back to the island, they should have like shown like more, because there was tons of concept art. Like they go through part of the remainder of Jurassic World, and there's this building, and there's like a bunch of pterodactyls, petrodons, sitting on top of the roof of this building, and it just looked so great in concept art. And they like walk around more of the attractions and everything, and it's just like all like you can see like nature taking over, but you can still see the remains of what man has done. And it was just interesting seeing like all the concept art like they were trying to do, and like they anticipated it looked like to actually have that incorporated. So I just wish they would have done something a little bit more. Like, you know, I did not like the T-Rex reveal in the island when he fights the Carnotaurus. I feel like that could have been different. They could have done something really great with that, but they didn't, and that was kind of cheesy for me.
No, especially since they gave it away.
I loved the first half of the movie. You know, I enjoyed it. I love going to the island. I got a few good laughs with Chris Pratt making out with a dinosaur when he's like paralyzed, and he's trying to roll away from the lava. I enjoyed that bit. I feel like though they kind of jumped the gun a little bit too quickly. Bryce Dallas Howard, I always will have a soft spot for her just because I think she's just gorgeous, and I just enjoy what she does. I can listen to her all the time, and you know, have no issue watching her. I just like her. So I had fun when they're in the building and the Baryonyx comes through and trying to attack them, and she, you know, goes full like Sigourney Weaver and tries to escape.
Yeah,
but I enjoyed the first half. But when it came to the second half of the film, I will say that it does feel like it became rushed. Especially when they get the dinosaurs in the cages and stuff, and they're trying, you know, break them out. I feel like there could have been a lot more build up for that too. But when they released the Indoraptor, like when Ted Levine's character Ken Wheatley gets his arm bit off by the Indoraptor, and the Indoraptor's kind of playing with him in the cage. That's actually my favorite scene in the movie. I love that scene a lot. And it was funny because, you know, they bit off, you know, they killed him off, and then when the Indoraptor goes to kill Toby Jones' character, you know, I kind of wish we could have seen, you know, at least blood splatter in the elevator or something, or saw, you know, Toby Jones get eaten. Like, I mean, come on.
It's a kid's film now. It's a kid's film. What's that? It's a kid's film. That's why I hated that whole sequence. I hated that entire second half, and it really ruined the movie for me. Because I honestly, when I first heard about this, and it was like, well, the island's on a volcano, I'm like, oh yeah, okay, here we go. I mean, maybe that was mentioned in the book. I read that book once in like 1998, I think, maybe 97. So it's been a long, long time. I don't remember it being mentioned in movies, but then again, I'm not the biggest Jurassic Park 1 fan.
And I don't remember a volcano being mentioned in the first book either.
So if they did not show that in the trailer, and they wanted to make the whole movie revolve around them trying to save the dinosaurs, I think it would have been a better movie. That movie starts off fantastic, first off. That movie starts off fantastic. That movie was everything I wanted it to be right at the beginning. When they're underwater, and then the giant water guy, I can't remember their names.
The Mosasaurus,
you know, was behind them, and the jaws slowly opened. That reveal was great.
Oh yeah.
When the Tyrannosaurus comes through the jungle, that was great. Like, that was everything I wanted in a Jurassic Park movie. And then the whole island adventure starts, and I was along for the ride. I was along for the ride, but it was too short in my book. That should have been expanded on. I think the real crux and the plot should have been, we got to get these dinosaurs off this island. We have to find a way to do that. You know, so much more to explore. When it went to the mansion and they're being auctioned off, it became a really bad comedy. Even when the horror elements with the Indoraptor chasing them around and trying to get the little girl, it wasn't scary. I was sitting there like, this is boring. She's not going to die. We all know this. Nobody here is dead. Nobody.
Oh, yeah.
The bad guys are going to get it, and that's it.
I totally agree with you there. And that's the one thing, like, that's the one thing I was really disappointed with, because I wanted the Indoraptor to have more of a presence, and I feel like they kind of just cannon foddered him.
And I hated that dinosaur, too. I thought it was one of the weakest creations in all of Jurassic Park. like in a franchise. I absolutely hated that dinosaur.
It wasn't as intimidating as I hoped it would be.
Right.
I mean, like, I wouldn't be stuck in a room with one, but it wasn't as intimidating to me as the Indominus Rex was, you know, when this thing was like a fucking killing machine. But
Give me the Spinosaurus over this thing.
I will say, like, I wanted more with the Indoraptor. I wanted more of, you know, I wanted the Indoraptor to escape somehow, and then the last 30 minutes of that movie or so, or last hour, was of the Indoraptor chasing them through the mansion. Like, I wanted stuff like that.
But that's what they did.
It wasn't like that. It was like, you know, Indoraptor breaks out, they get separated from it, then see it again, and then chase it to the roof, and then bada boom, it, you know, Blue comes and all that shit happens and saves the day.
You know what this reminded me of? This reminded me of, I swear to God, it reminded me of the first Resident Evil game with dinosaurs. That whole second part.
Oh, Dino Crisis?
Not Dino Crisis. Resident Evil 1 in the mansion, but with dinosaurs instead of zombies.
Oh, did Resident Evil have dinosaurs?
No. But I'm saying it reminded me of that because the whole mansion situation, and instead of zombies, they were dinosaurs running around. And instead of a tyrant, it was the Indoraptor. And I was just like, oh God, it ruined the movie for me so much because I really was enjoying that first half.
For me, because I'm, you know, I'm a Jurassic fan. I still enjoyed what I got. I mean, I just wish I got more. I don't think it was enough for me to be like, screw this movie. But I was, you know, I did wish there was a little bit more. But the thing is I still expected it.
Well, you also read pretty much everything.
I'm sorry.
You also pretty much knew where this movie was going. So.
Yeah, we knew where it was going. But I will say that ending, when the dinosaurs get saved at the end of that, and they all go out of the island, and then the T-Rex, they do the cheap nostalgia thing where the T-Rex makes the pose after he eats Mills. And the Carnotaurus, see, I like that part when the Carnotaurus, you think the Carnotaurus is going to eat him after the van gets crushed, but then the T-Rex comes at the end and just swallows it, well, it doesn't swallow him, but they bite him and they rip him in half because the Carnotaurus and him try to, you know, fucking piss on each other throughout the whole film. I did not like that for the sake of the nostalgia. I did not. I felt like that was a cheap nostalgia act. I feel like they should have done something completely different. I thought like what it was going to be is like they were going to go free the dinosaurs, and then once the dinosaurs were freed, it was going to be a total carnage, and all these dinosaurs would be killing all these people, you know, and then like they would be like the T-Rex chasing all these people throughout the mansion, and then you know you got the gang, you got the Scooby-Doo gang running away from the Indoraptor there, you know, but you know the ending to this movie to me it wasn't like where I was like, you know, screw this movie sucks. It was just more like this movie needed a little bit more time and a little bit more effort, and there's a lot of things in the movie they should have touched off more, like on Macy being a clone. That, you know, I think they did that because Jurassic Park 4 originally, you know, when it was supposed to come out in like 2012, it was supposed to have a human hybrid dinosaurs, and I think that's why they did it, was because you know it was like a nod to like a clone. But I also when they mention a second island in that film, like, we have a new island, we're going to send these dinosaurs here, that's why we're trying to rescue them. I feel like they still should have touched up more on that.
Correct me if I'm wrong. There was another island. In Jurassic World, there's another island. I mean, in the Lost World.
There's Isla Sorna, which is Site B, and then there's Isla Nublar, which is Site A. But apparently they're apparently now, like,
here's a third island.
They have a third island, but it has nothing on it. They're just gonna relocate the dinosaurs to it. So, and I feel like that's kind of weird in the sense, like, for one, it needed to be more touched on, and also, why not just put them back on Isla Sorna Like, there's no volcano on Isla Sorna, and they can still put dinosaurs on that one. So why not do that?
Because it's bad.
Why a third island? So
because it's a bad movie, man. Because it's a bad movie. It's poorly written. It's not thought out. Like you said, they needed more time with things. It's not thought out. It's poorly written. Again, I had no problem. Even the beginning is poorly written, but I had no problem because it was just a fun action adventure romp with dinosaurs. I want to see that. But where this movie ends, there's only one, in my personal opinion, one logical step to go. And that is now these dinosaurs are back in the world with human population. The only thing you could do now is dinosaurs attacks, which is a rated R tops card from back in the day. That's the only thing you could do. But because the franchise is not marketed like that, it's aimed at children now, what are we going to do? You ruined the franchise. That's why I hate this movie.
Colin Trevorrow, he said the way he wants to do the next one will be more suspenseful, like the first Jurassic Park.
Well, I can't buy it. The dinosaurs are running around in the streets of wherever the hell it was, Connecticut. I don't know where the hell they were.
Well, again,
but the dinosaurs are loose.
We don't know exactly how it's going to go because, like, I don't think that they're not going to acknowledge that second island in the next film because that was a big plot point, So I honestly think Jurassic World 3 is going to be about the dinosaurs are becoming a problem and we have to relocate them. But the thing is like, I don't know for sure how the third movie is going to go, and that's a part of me that also didn't like about the ending because that ending left so many weird questions, like. What the fuck are they going to do? Like, you have the fucking T-Rex running around in Northern California, eating your fucking lions at the zoo. What are you going to do?
It's going to get worse than the lions. It's going to be the zookeeper. It's going to be the tourist. And that's the thing. Where do you go? That's why I hate the movie. Because that whole ending was just... bad enough, I just hated everything in the mansion. I was like, this is terrible. I wanted to walk out. But then the way it ends, it's like, come on, man.
I totally understand why you didn't like that. I do.
And it's crazy because, like, I love dinosaurs. That's what got us here. But this, I don't know, man. Maybe it's just because I wanted more from Jurassic Park 1. I don't know. Maybe that's what it was. I mean, I like the movie. It's not one of my favorite things.
Like I said, I think that's the difference because I like all of the films. I have a big soft spot for Jurassic Park, and I think that's why I'm not too harsh on it. But I do understand why you and some other people, would have been disappointed. I mean, like I said, yeah, there was a few things I was disappointed about. There's a few more, but I still sit at the end of the day, and I still had fun with it. I had fun with what I got. I don't discredit it or throw it off, and I'll purchase it when it comes out and buy it. Because I bought Jurassic World, big old collector's edition. I actually just bought a rare Jurassic Park collector's edition from Germany, and it comes in a big old fucking wooden box, and. It's like opening the gates to Jurassic Park, and it has a whole bunch of Blu-rays and posters and cool little shit to it. So,
that's nice. I can't lie. That's a good collector's edition. But listen, brother, we got to get out of here before we become collector's edition. All right, it's time to wrap this up. So yeah, listen, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for joining us today on the Godzilla Block Party. In 2 weeks, we'll be back. We're going to be talking about the Godzilla versus Mechagodzilla anime. And of course, everything that comes out of Comic-Con, I will be all over during Comic-Con. I'll be having YouTube. I'll be either live streaming, whatever. People will be dropping in and out as the day goes along. We will cover the Godzilla stuff extensively. Believe me when I tell you that. Even though it'll probably be about 7 minutes worth of actual panel, we're going to make it about 45 to an hour of actual podcasting. So, without further ado, yo, G73, thanks, my brother.
Oh, as always. And by the way, we still need to talk about Gino's anniversary.
And
we never did that.
That came and went. Nobody cared. Listen, ladies and gentlemen, that will do it. I am G1S G73. This is the Godzilla Block Party. We're out of here.